Now, it depends on who you ask as to how many seats Republicans could expect to bring in on November the 8th. It's going to be a wave election. It's going to be a tectonic plate shift. Despite Democrats trying to redistrict in several places by using the courts to gain advantage over the Republican counterparts, they're always screaming about we don't want gerrymandering until they want gerrymandering, which is always true. The same is true in Illinois, where they're fighting to keep as many seats as possible. One of those contestants for the Republicans, one of the candidates going to try to change all that, is with me. Jim Marter is here. He's running for the Illinois 14th Congressional District seat. Jim, good to have you here. Illinois, notorious for putting their thumb on the scale more than some. Just quick background on this. Anybody that doesn't believe that elections are rigged along the way, should we give them a course in Illinois history?
Oh yeah, look, Illinois, they invented election fraud, right out of Cook County. It's worked its way into the suburbs. In DuPage County in 2020, this is really special, by the way, 1,626 more votes in the ballot box than they could find voters to match up with in the people that they registered through the process of voting, yeah.
Magic ballots.
Yeah, magic ballots.
You know,
they showed up.
I thought that voter fraud began in Louisiana. They had a pretty good program too. But,
Probably.
We'll keep that going.
Right.
Here's the thing. Tell me about your district. What's the makeup of the district, and why you think it's important for you to step up now?
So the makeup of our district, it's suburban, but also a rural agricultural industry. We have five key counties: my county, Kendall County, Will County, DeKalb County, Kane County, and then we got a couple smaller parts of some rural counties way out west, Bureau and Putnam, and a big part of LaSalle County. So 7 counties make it up, mostly the 5 big ones. I'm in the heart of the district, and Lauren Underwood's our target. So she took away the seat from a Republican congressman, Randy Holtgren, in 2018. It's time to take it back with the red wave coming, that we're going to help generate support for that in this race in our district, and we're going to take it back.
Now, certainly one of the things that we have figured out since the beginning of the pandemic are the supply chain issues we have, because too many supply chains run to countries that have nothing to do with us or don't even like us.
Right,
so I want to stay with agriculture for a minute here. Not only do we have supply chain issues with imports coming from Canada and Mexico and all over the world pushing out the American farmer, but you also now have an issue with fertilizer prices 4 times as high as they have been. You've got diesel that's at a point that it's been higher than it has for a long time. Farmers are going to have to make a tough decision. Do I plant corn? Do I plant beans? What's going to make me the most money, or should I just not plant at all?
Right.
And that's a real problem.
Right. Look, it's a huge problem. What they're doing in Washington is driving inflation. What we're doing with our trade partners around the world. I work for mostly Fortune 100 companies. I'm a software consultant, my day job. I've worked in the ag business about 5 or 10 years of some of my contracts. And it's really important that we get our economy back on the right path. Energy prices back down.
We've been talking about this for several guests in the last since the show began today. We don't have an effective energy policy.
Right.
We have Jennifer Granholm,
Right.
who just put a moratorium on drilling and exploration on federal land at the worst possible time.
Right.
We've got a time. By next week, gas in Illinois and Michigan, where I live, will be north of $4. It might be north of $5 by mid-May. That's a fact. And that could have happened regardless of what happened with Russia. That has certainly accelerated the process.
No doubt about it. I mean, that's going to make it even worse, right? But it's really their basic policy. In Illinois, the Democrats want to shut down all of our power-producing plants. They want to shut down nuclear. They want to shut down coal, and they actually have a plan to do it. If Illinois falls to this continued Democrat takeover in our state house and our governor, we're in deep trouble, because they're going to shut down all of our energy-producing plants.
We can't show them Germany, that took all of their coal-fired power plants off on the 1st of January 2021, and 8 days later they were turning them all back on because they realized they couldn't meet the demands and the needs of the people, which is worse in winter oftentimes because of people heating their homes than it is during the rest of the year. There is not a comprehensive energy plan. I'm sorry that Jennifer Granholm escaped Michigan and has become the energy secretary. I apologize for us for that. One of the other things, as you look at the economy, you go to the grocery stores, the shelves are empty. You go to the grocery store, you see the price of everything has gone up so dramatically, and who gets hurt the most? The people that can least afford it.
That's right. It's a tax on them. Look, this inflation inflation driving the cost of everything up, that's a tax on the American worker. We need to stand up for the American worker. The Democrats sure aren't doing it. And they don't care. They'll spend us into oblivion. I studied economics at Purdue, and I can tell you one thing. If we keep the policies of tax, spend, and borrow money on my children and grandchildren, your children, future, we are going to be in big trouble, and it's going to hit the working people the hardest every time.
Absolutely. So you went to the University of Astronauts. Well done.
There you go.
West Lafayette,
Yes.
nice town. So as you look at the other things, though, we've got a border that's open. We've got Democrats. In fact, a Democrat congressman from New Mexico said if there's going to be a freedom convoy in America, we should confiscate those trucks and give them to somebody else. And I'm like, is this really the mentality of the progressives?
Yeah.
And it is.
Right. Everything they do is plunder. They want to stop us. They want to steal. They want to legalize plunder through the federal government, and they're doing a darn good job of it. We have to stop it. I'm a House Freedom Caucus candidate. I will do what I say. That's the House Freedom Caucus motto. We need people that won't lie to you, like one of my former opponents, Adam Kinzinger, 2018, didn't get enough help, but I'm glad I took him on. His career is over, and we're going to get started. I'm going to take Lauren Underwood out, and we're going to represent Illinois with another House Freedom Caucus candidate. Mary Miller for Congress is here. She's a current House Freedom Caucus member. We're going to have 2 of us from Illinois and maybe a few more if things work out well.
Well, that would be great. Are you concerned about redistricting?
So the redistricting's over. We have maps, Illinois. If you look at our statewide congressional maps, looks like spaghetti all over the place. My district, I'm actually happy about it because it's one of the most contiguous in the whole state, and nice centralized location. But it's crazy. But we have even though we have gerrymandered districts, we have 4 to 5 districts in Illinois, blue state, right? We can flip this year, and we need 5 seats to take back the House. So Illinois is
state House.
The U.S. Congress House.
That's right.
So Illinois is one of the places we can help to take back Congress in the United States House because we have 4 or 5 districts we can flip. One of them's mine. It's Illinois 14, and we're going to get the job done.
Well, when you look what happened in San Francisco, they recalled 3 members of the school board in San Francisco, and that's because they couldn't recall 4 or 5 or 6.
Right.
There were 3 available. They got them all out, and this is in a very liberal place.
Yeah.
You see this happening. You see the Virginia effect because the most powerful voice in America today, parents.
Yes.
And they're rising up.
Exactly.
They've had enough.
Exactly.
I'll give you the last word here.
Yeah, so I'm the Republican Party chairman in my county, and you're right about the parents. They're rising up. We have people that were not voting with us that are reaching out to us, and they want to be a part of this because they're tired of the tyranny on their kids in school and everything like that. But my name is Jim Marter, running for Congress, Illinois 14. My website, Marter, my last name, M-A-R-T-R, number 4, Congress.us, so marterforcongress.us.
And I'm rooting for you because we need as many conservatives as we can get in Congress.
Yes.
And I think that we're going to see a rejection of these progressive ideas across the board. I mean, you look at the polling numbers. Gallup yesterday, Joe Biden at a new low in Gallup polling, and that was before you figure in the collapse and the disaster of what Russia and Ukraine are today. They talked about Donald Trump being soft on Russia. Look at the evidence of what's really happening, and you can see what's going on. No question. This is America's Voice Live, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll continue the conversations from CPAC 2022, live from Orlando, Florida. Don't go anywhere.